Ever pondered the origins of the eerie jack-o'-lanterns that adorn our doorsteps every Halloween? Today, we're delving into the history and mystery of these glowing gourds, a tradition that has been celebrated with enthusiasm and creativity for generations. A rich tapestry of folklore and tradition surrounds these iconic symbols of Halloween. Their story begins in the rolling hills and misty moors of Ireland, a land steeped in legend and myth. It was here, amidst tales of leprechauns and banshees, that the humble jack-o'-lantern first took root. Irish immigrants carried this tradition across the vast Atlantic, bringing their customs and culture to the New World. As they settled into their new homes, they brought with them the practice of carving lanterns from vegetables, a tradition that would evolve into the jack-o'-lanterns we know and love today. Stay tuned if you're curious to discover how a simple vegetable became a symbol of one of the most beloved holidays. Our story begins in Ireland, with a notorious trickster named Stingy Jack. Now, as legends go, Stingy Jack was a man known far and wide for his deceitful tricks and cunning schemes. His reputation was such that even the devil himself took notice. Intrigued by Jack's notoriety, the devil decided to meet this infamous trickster, to see if he lived up to his reputation. As the story goes, one day the devil found Jack in a local pub, drinking away his troubles. Seeing an opportunity, the devil approached Jack, offering him one last drink before claiming his soul. But Jack, ever the trickster, had a plan up his sleeve. He convinced the devil to transform into a coin to pay for their drinks, promising that the devil could have his soul once the transaction was complete. However, once the devil obliged, Jack quickly pocketed the coin next to a silver cross in his wallet, effectively trapping the devil. With the devil at his mercy, Jack struck a deal. He would only release the devil if he promised not to claim his soul when he died. The devil, left with no other choice, agreed to Jack's terms. However, when Jack's time came, his sinful life denied him entry to heaven, and the devil, bound by his promise, couldn't claim his soul either. So Jack was left to wander the earth for all eternity, with only a burning coal for light. But Jack was a resourceful man. He carved out a turnip and placed the burning coal inside, creating a makeshift lantern to light his way in the eternal darkness. And so he roams, a lost soul carrying his glowing turnip, an eerie sight that became the stuff of legends. This tale birthed the tradition of carving scary faces into turnips to ward off evil spirits, the very first jack-o'-lanterns. It's a tradition that has since crossed oceans and evolved, but its origins remain rooted in the story of Stingy Jack, the man who outsmarted the devil and was left to wander the earth forever. The tradition of the jack-o'-lantern evolved significantly when it crossed the Atlantic and reached American shores. When Irish immigrants, fleeing the potato famine in the mid-19th century, arrived in America, they brought with them a host of traditions, including the carving of jack-o'-lanterns. However, they discovered a small problem. Turnips, the original medium for their spectral lanterns, weren't as plentiful or as large in the New World. So, resourceful as they were, these immigrants turned to a native fruit that was larger, easier to carve, and abundantly available: the pumpkin. The transition from turnips to pumpkins marked a significant evolution in the tradition of the jack-o'-lantern. The larger size of pumpkins allowed for more detailed and creative designs, transforming the simple carved face into a work of art in its own right. Over time, this tradition became an integral part of Halloween celebrations, not just in America, but around the world. Today, the sight of a grinning, glowing jack-o'-lantern is synonymous with Halloween, the eerie glow from within casting long, ghostly shadows into the night. Each year, millions of people carve their own jack-o'-lanterns, continuing a tradition that has its roots in an Irish legend centuries old. And that, dear listeners, is how the humble pumpkin became the face of Halloween, lighting up our spooky celebrations. But what does the jack-o'-lantern symbolize in our modern world? Today, these illuminated faces are more than mere festive decorations. They are a bridge to our past, a glowing testament to the tales and traditions of our ancestors. They are the sparks that ignite our Halloween spirit, and the lanterns that guide us through the shadowy veil of this ancient celebration. So, when you carve your pumpkin this Halloween, remember the tale of Stingy Jack and the centuries-old tradition that brings light to our darkest nights.